So I have here another bag of comic books picked up from the comic book shop. Primarily all stuff that I purchased on eBay that they hold for me, because I don't have them post it to me, not with where my post is. I never get it. So yes, this is all stuff that's been bought over time on eBay. I then go in, pick it up, not on a weekly basis, just when I tend to get down there. So shall we take a look? Let's take a look. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a little video delving into more of the comic books that I like to pick up. Yes, I know the channel is AJ's movie place, but I throw in the collectibles, I throw in the comics. They're all kind of interlinked, especially nowadays where comic book films are big property. Well, Marvel and DC are in a bit of a decline, it would seem, especially DC, but you know, these sort of things they all sort of mould together one way or another. Whether you're a comic book fan or not, you have to appreciate where these films started, and I certainly do, because my comic collecting habits came about in the mid to late 80s and has stayed with me all the way through until now. So I do enjoy collecting the old comic books, although it's becoming a rather expensive hobby. Now, like I said, I do have a fair bit here to get through, so shall we just adjust the camera so we can take a gander at what we've got here? Let's do it. Okay, so I'm here, and let's get into this, because there's one item here that isn't bagged. It is on its own, and I don't know what's going on. We're going to open these bags together and take a look, because I don't know what is in them. I don't know what this comic is. Until I turn it over, I've got no idea. It may be pornographic. It's not pornographic, but that's what my wife says when they have a bit of you know, the covers to Vampirella and things like that. But there we go. But the contents don't have none of that stuff in. But let's take a look. So this one is up. Okay, so it is Oz, Kingdom of the Lost, which is a Zenescope comic book. This is issue 1. This is part of the Grimm Fairy Tales line of comic books. Zenescope do lots and lots of comics which are basically, they play around in the world of fairy tales and give it a dark spin, which the Grimm Fairy Tales originally came from dark comic books. Do you know what I mean? Got the Emerald City there. This is a 3-parter, part 1 of 3. And they've built up their own sort of comic book universe, which could be turned into a cinematic universe if, you know, if well, yeah, it's there. It's all there for it. You've got the abundance of characters, most certainly. Would it work? I don't know. But, yeah, so this is Grimm Fairy Tales Oz, Kingdom of the Lost, issue 1. Zenescope, and as you can see in the back, we'll have a look at the back. You got some other, you got graphic novels, Oz, you got all these different Oz related titles. You have Sleeping Beauty, Grimm Fairy Tales there, Lovecraft, The Call of Cthulhu, is that, and Wonderland. You can see the sort of stuff that they do. The moment you've been waiting for, Grimm Fairy Tales issue 75. That's the second time it will have reached issue 75, because it's like volume 1 and volume 2. And you do get variant covers. There's Robin Hood there. You get some horror stuff from Zenescope. And as you can see, these are the choice of covers. You can see I went for cover C. What cover would you have gone for? Out of them 4 choices. So, we've got these bags here. Now, this one here only has 1 comic in. Let's take a look. Oh. I think I've already got this. Yes, I've made a mistake on a purchase here. No, I haven't. This is This is a crossover comic, Victory, between Vampirella. And this is what's called a Virgin variant. Now, it's called a Virgin variant because there is no writing on the cover. That's what they call it when you do this. And it's a cosplay photo variant cover for this comic. And as you can see, it plays heavily on sort of sexualising women. I mean, come on, as a man who doesn't like that, let's be honest. Looks great. The interior isn't of that ilk, though. You know, they just give you a bit of sex sells, doesn't it, on the cover. And as I always say, this is one medium or one comic company at least that will sort of allow women to be women without pandering to the woke brigade. How much longer they'll get away with it, I don't know, but I'm all for it. Red-blooded male. There you go. So let's open up this next bag and see what is in store in here. Like I said, until I open it, I've got no idea. Okay, so you've got maybe 4 or 5 comics in there. Let's turn around and take a look. So we have that, we have that, we have that, we have that, we have that. So let's take a look at them one at a time. So this here is obviously an Avengers. This is the Avengers issue number 4 of the new run of Avenger comics. Sam Wilson there. And this is what they do. They pander to the TV people and they make it all relevant to what's going on with the characters. And now that Scarlet Witch is there, Doctor Strange is there, you can guarantee that, because comic books aren't really made now for the comic collector, they're made for the film fan base. And this is why I'm drawn to more stuff that doesn't really have a film to it. And this is another Virgin variant of Barbarella. You know the film of Barbarella? 1960s. The centre cannot hold. This is issue number 5. And we have looked at this in one of my previous videos because I have other variant covers of this very issue. But this is the Virgin variant. Virgin because, again, like I said, it has no writing on it. It's just a photo. And then we have a crossover comic here. Fall of the X, which is Ghost Rider and Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance. Reminds me of Hearts of Darkness, where you had the Punisher as well. Punisher, Wolverine and Ghost Rider. But this is Punisher-less because Marvel doesn't like Frank Castle the Punisher. That's not the reason why this is Punisher-less, but, you know. This is more X-Men related. And it's Johnny Blaze in his classic costume as well. As opposed to the Danny Ketch, well, there's the Danny Ketch look there. And this continued in Ghost Rider issue 17. Okay. There we go, that's Alpha, yeah. Then we have issue 23 of Gunslinger, or Gunslinger Spawn, as it's otherwise known. And it is a Spawn comic. Script and plot is by Todd McFarlane. Great to see that he is writing, and look at the art. It's got some great art in this one. Violator. Yeah, I do like the Spawn comics and what they do. And the world created around Spawn now. There's several Spawn titles. I like the Spawn figures. I mean, look, that's one there. I do have that one. Look how great that looks. Love a good Spawn. Then we have Vampirella and Dracula issue 1 of Rage. This isn't the very first time that Vampirella and Dracula have had a comic together, and obviously this is a photo cosplay variant cover. Nice gritty art. Much akin to what used to happen on Daredevil and the like from Marvel back in the day. Alex Maleev, very much feels like an Alex Maleev art style almost. And it's dark, yeah. I'm guessing he's taken inspiration from the artist. I think it was Alex Maleev. Let me know if I'm wrong, if you know. He used to draw Daredevil around the time of Brian Michael Bendis writing it and Ed Brubaker. So next up, let's take a look at this bag here. This feels like quite a thick one. Oh, there we go. So in here, to have a look, we have Rocketeer, Scarlet Witch, Incredible Hulk, Gargoyles Dark Ages, Scar, Betty Page number 2, Betty Page number 2 variant, Antarctica. I was waiting for that one. So let's take a look. So again, Rocketeer. I love the film of the Rocketeer. I think it's great. And I like the look of the character. I love the character, really. And this is done by IDW Comics, and every now and then they knock out a mini-series or something for the Rocketeer. Interestingly, having a Betty Page comic, she was based upon Betty, and this was based upon Betty Page. So yeah, the Rocketeer, Dan Stevens. Like I said, we have the Scarlet Witch next, issue number 6, because obviously the Scarlet Witch is big in the MCU at the moment. Is that Agatha Harkness? Very possibly. I would like to say that it is. Very red and pink inside. Alpha Flight's coming back. I won't be giving that a read. Not my cup of tea. Next up, we have a facsimile edition of The Incredible Hulk, issue 181, which is the very first appearance of Wolverine. Yes, Wolverine first appeared in a Hulk comic. And that is this comic here, but not the original issue. But it's just reprints it page for page. So the adverts and everything are from that era. So these facsimile editions are very nice. If you don't have the originals, they're nice to get hold of, just so you've got a copy of it at least. And yeah, Marvel are doing a lot of these at the moment. So yeah, long before Wolverine was an X-Men, or X-Man, he was a villain for Incredible Hulk. Just the first picture of him. He's here, the world's first and greatest Canadian superhero. Next up, we have issue 1 of Gargoyles Dark Ages, based upon the Disney cartoon from the, was it late 80s, early 90s? That's kind of era. Our kind has no names. So this is, goes back to 1971. So these are the early stories of the Gargoyles, based upon the Disney property. It's a wonder Disney haven't really done anything else with them. Have they ever tried to reboot the series? I don't know. But yeah. Next up, Scar from Disney. I did show this before as well. Disney villain comic book. Now, this is the same issue as what I showed before, but with a variant cover. It says the end, so I don't know. So I'd say that that's the last issue of that mini-series, 4-issue mini-series. Then we have issue 2 of Betty Page, and we have 2 covers there, one by Michael Joseph Listener and photo variant. So which one shall we go for? Let's look through the Listener variant, which is just the cover. Lisner's been drawing art like this for a long, long time, since his days on Dawn. I don't actually have the film of Betty Page, based on Betty Page. I used to have it on DVD. Did it ever get a Blu-ray release? I don't know. Got no idea. Then we have issue 1 of Antarctica, which is a new comic from Top Cow, Image Comics. And I don't know anything about it, but it's set in Antarctica, so I like Antarctica as a setting. I thought I'd give it a try. It's a new independent comic, so it's not related to anything. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what it's about, but it intrigued me just by the setting. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. Why not? To be read. Okay, so that there is the end of that bag. I've got 2 more bags to go. Thick one and a thinner one. Let's go with the thinner one first and take it. Scarlet Courtier. Okay, so in here we have Scarlet Couture. Scarlet Couture. Heatseeker. Gun Honey series. Heatseeker, a Gun Honey series. Variant covers. Sleeping Beauty. And that's it. So let's have a look. So we have 2 covers there. So we're only going to look at one. Beautiful. I love this style. Mark Miller, kick-ass. So what one shall we go for? Let's have a look through the photo variant cover. I'm a little bit sniffly because it's still hay fever. Still get affected by things. This is like a spy kind of a series. As you can see. And that's it. Next up we have issue number 2 of Heatseeker from Gun Honey. This is the 3rd Gun Honey series. Pulp Noir. Ed Brubaker quote on the front. Ed Brubaker's a fantastic writer. He's obviously not the writer of this. He's just quoted for it, and yeah, it's a sort of noir. It's done by the same company as the comic we looked at before. Oh look, nudity. These are published by Titan Comics. A bit of nudity, comic book nudity. Yeah, these are published by Titan Comics. And yeah, praise for Gun Honey. Blistering burning house of a narrative. I couldn't turn these pages fast enough. Finest kind of pulp noir, Ed Brubaker. And then we have Sleeping Beauty from Zenescope. The Nightmare Queen. Grim Universe Quarterly comic. That's why it's 72 pages. And there we have it. So, last bag, let's get through this, because I'm getting tired. Open this one up and take a look. So, in here we have What If Dark Moon Knight. Void Rivals, issue 3. Void Rivals, issue 1, reprint. One shot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. Red Sonja, issue 2. Ghost Rider, issue 17. Betty Page, issue 3. And Antarctica, issue 2. So let's go through them. So we just looked at Antarctica, issue 1. And here we have issue 2. Yeah, so like I said, I still really have no idea what it's about. I guess I will find out at the moment that I read it, which I will have to do very soon. Okay, let's move on to What If. You know what If is, because Marvel had the What If TV series. So, from John Romita. John Romita passed away. Yes, I mentioned that before. So we'll have, yeah, the dedication to John Romita within. And it's nice that Marvel have given him a good few pages to remember. He was a big influence and for Marvel Comics. So here we have a What If one shot for the character of Moon Knight. Mark Spector, as you know, you probably know him from the comic books. From the TV series, Marvel Plus, Disney Plus. Oscar Isaac played the character, and we are getting these What If dark one-shot comics at the moment. What If Dark Carnage is next. Okay. And we have Void Rivals. Void Rivals, let's go with issue 1 first. So this is by Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman is the writer and creator of The Walking Dead, who'd done that for Image. And this is Image, and no one knew, I don't think, but he went and purchased the rights to Transformers and G.I. Joe. And then he started this, he'd done this comic, Void Rivals, and no one knew until reading it and getting into it that it's actually the setup for a new Transformers and G.I. Joe universe of comics. Subtly done, because here you have Jetfire, the Transformer, comes into it. Yeah, to open up that world. Transformers issue 1 coming soon. Cobra Commander, Duke, issue 1. Cobra Commander, issue 1. So yes, and then we have issue 3. Issue 2 I do have, but that would have been in another pile. And this is, again, like I said, Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman is the writer of it all. I mean, Transformers the movie, anyone? With the Sharkticons. I mean, look at that ship. Remember that? If you remember Transformers the movie. Yeah. Interesting. And this is a bit from Transformers. Looking good. October. Issue 1, available October 4th. I'll be there for that. Then we have Turtles. Splintered Fate, which is a one-off Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic. To be continued on Apple Arcade. So, okay, so it spins into... I don't know, what is Splintered Fate? Is it a game? Is it a TV show? I've got no idea. Then we have Red Sonja. Issue 2 with this sort of, don't know what you'd describe that colouring as on that. Like almost a sort of X-ray, not X-ray, a, you know, negative almost. Variant cover. Red Sonja's ripe for a new film. Of course she is. And I know there's rumours of getting one, but those rumours have persisted for donkey's years now. But we shall see. UV art variant. Then we have 2 issues left here, 2 comics left. First one being Ghost Rider issue 17, which is a continuation of that Wolverine and Ghost Rider Alpha thing that we had a look at a little bit earlier. Or was it in the other? Yeah, it was earlier. Weapons of Vengeance. Yeah, there we go. Continues in Wolverine issue 36. I hate it when comic books do that, really do. And then last but not least is Betty Page issue number 3 with a photo variant cover. And there we have it. So there we have it. Okay, so there we have a look at what was in that bag of comic books picked up from the comic shop. A lot of reading. Best I get started. And I'll be back for another one at some point soon. So take care, everyone, and I shall see you later. Goodbye.